Good morning, students. Now we'll be moving forward with our economics chapter. As we have done yesterday, the concept of consumer equilibrium, that how the consumer achieves equilibrium in one commodity case. Now here we will try to understand by the help of a diagram that what is the condition over here. Now here we know this, that the condition for the one commodity case is when your MUX, marginal utility of X commodity in terms of rupee, it becomes equal to price which you are paying. At that time we say that the consumer is in equilibrium in one commodity case. So here let us look again at the schedule. So here the conclusion is there, the schedule which you have seen yesterday. Now here we have calculated in such way, like here is a question: will the consumer will buy the first unit, or whether he will buy a first unit of X good or not. So here the answer is, if MUX is equal to 20, suppose the marginal utility is 20, the first unit is consuming, this is unit, and the marginal utility which is deriving is 20, and you have to calculate MUX in term of money. MUX in term of money, let's write in bracket, in term of money, ITM. Now how do we calculate? We will calculate this simply by MUX divided by MUM, that is marginal utility of money. Here in this case the marginal utility of money was 2, so here the 20 will be divided by 2. This 20 will be divided by 2, which will be equal to 10. So here we can write 10. Okay, so this was the thing which we are doing at that time. Here also it has been calculated. Okay, now the price he is paying here is 4. So the next column which will be making over here, definitely it is going to be for PX column. PX, the price which you are paying over here. So price which you are paying here is definitely 4 rupees for this. Similarly, we have seen that by consuming more and more units, this marginal utility was reducing, and every time we were dividing it by MUM. So here, whether he is going to buy this second unit or not. Yes, see, we have learned this, that until this MUX in term of money is more than the price which you are paying in the market. Suppose you are paying 4 rupees, but MUX in term of money is more, like 10 or 8. Again you paid 4 rupees, again you paid 4, still suppose 6 is there. So still this thing, this 6 is more, 8 is greater, 10 is greater. So at that time you will consume and a consumer is going to consume the good. Why is going to consume? Because he is getting more satisfaction in terms of money than what he is paying. And when this thing become equals, like 4 rupees you paid and 4 rupees satisfaction you got, and it has become equal, at that time what you used to say, that the consumer has achieved is equilibrium. Okay, at that point of time he is going to stop, then he is not going to buy the next commodity. Here also, when he pays 4 rupees is less than what he is getting 9, hence he must buy the second unit. Continuing like this, he will stop buying X only when MUX is equal to PX, or MUX in term of money is equal to PX. So this is the thing which I just explained to you. So this is the condition. So remember this condition in one commodity case. So when a consumer is consuming one commodity, so this will be the condition for equilibrium. Now let us understand this by the diagram. Now here, consumer equilibrium in one commodity case. you can see here that the px, which was 4, this is a constant line here, a straight line, which shows that every time we are paying the 4 rupees. But our MUX, marginal utility, is decreasing continuously. It is going down from left to right, means it is decreasing. In the beginning it was 8, then it was 6, maybe then it come to 4. So it is reducing, then maybe possible it's 2 here. So what is happening over here? At this point, where it is cutting, here MX in term of money is equal to PX. So this is the point which shows the consumer equilibrium. Which one? This one. So what does this area show to you? This area shows to you that the consumer is in surplus because he is paying 4 rupees, he is getting satisfaction more here, maybe here 8, here it is 6. So still he is getting more satisfaction. Here he is getting, he is paying 4 rupees and he is getting 4 rupee worth of satisfaction. So here he is in equilibrium. Now here what will happen if we consume more units? So what will happen? Here the consumption of units is given. Suppose he consume the fifth unit, what will happen here? The point will be here somewhere, and because of that he will be in dissatisfaction situation. He will not be satisfied because there will be possibility that he will be paying 4 rupees and he will be getting just 2 utils of satisfaction, which is, this is nothing but your MUX in term of MUX in term of money, or in terms of rupees, which you have calculated by dividing MUX by MUM. Okay, so this is the thing which you remember. So this is how you calculate how to convert this marginal utility into MUX in term of money. Okay, now let us move forward. Now the next question will be the consumer equilibrium in two commodity case. So what does this has to say? Now here we'll be learning about the consumer equilibrium in case of two commodities. Okay, now here consider a situation when consumer is buying commodity X and Y. So here suppose with a given level of income a consumer is buying two goods. Earlier we have seen that the consumer was buying just one single commodity. Okay, and what we were doing, we have seen that MUX in term of money should be equal to PX. So that was the condition for one commodity case in which the consumer attains his equilibrium, where the consumer satisfies himself. Now here we are going to learn about if two goods are there. Okay, this is the two commodity case of consumer equilibrium. So here a consumer will be spending his level of income on two commodities, two different commodities. So how will he strike his equilibrium? In any one commodity, say commodity X, a consumer strikes his equilibrium when, so if you will say that the, suppose is using commodity X, so here in this case it will be, how it will be found out, MUX upon PX is equal to MUM. So here the condition should be that MUX upon PX should be equal to marginal utility of money. So this should be the condition over here. Okay, like here it is given. Now if you find out the same thing for Y good, what will be the condition? It is going to be MUX upon, sorry, MUY upon PY is equal to MUM. So if you liquidate these two equations, what will happen? It will be MUX upon PX equals to MUY upon PY. So here we can say that ratios when the ratios of the marginal utility of both the goods and their prices become equal to each other, then we say that the consumer is in equilibrium. Say for example here this Px is the price, we'll take this price as 3. Okay, so the X good is of 3 rupees. Similarly, we can just put an equal sign here. On the other side, this Y good price, suppose it is 4. Okay. Now here, suppose MUX turns out to be 3 and here MUY turns out to be 4. If you cancel it out, what happens? It will be 1:1, and here if you cancel out, again it is going to be 1:1. So here the ratios of the marginal utility and the prices of both the good becomes equal to each other. So here is where the consumer will attain the equilibrium in two commodity case. Now here they are saying relating the equation 1 and 2, considering a situation when a consumer buys both X and Y, we can state his equilibrium as in following equation. Now here MUX upon PX is equal to MUY upon PI is equal to MUM. So here suppose marginal utility of money, this thing is equal to 1, and this MUY upon PY, here it is also 1, and this third thing, this MUX upon PX is also equal to 1. So here everything is 1 here, and all this equation is been equated here. So here they are writing marginal utility per rupee spent on good X. If MUX is equal to 50 and PX is equal to 10, then it will be 50 by 10. So they are talking about this thing here. Okay. So when they are talking only about this thing, they are saying that MUX is equal to 50. It is 50 MUX, this one, and PX is 10. So if you cancel out, it will come out to 5. So this thing is 5 here. Same way they are calculating for this MUY upon PY. So okay, margin utility Y divided by the price of Y. So what it will be? Here MUY is 100 and the price is 20. So it will be 100 by 20. If you will cancel it out, this will also be 5. Okay. So here this 5 is equal to 5 here. So here we can say that if this MUM is also 5, if we assume that marginal utility of money is also 5, then all the three things are becoming equal. So in this case the consumer will be in equilibrium. Now let's move forward. Let us try to understand by the help of an example. Here MUX is equal to 20, PX is equal to 4, MUY is equal to 25 and PY is equal to 5. So how we are supposed to calculate? Now as we know that MUX upon PX is equal to MUY upon PY. So what is MUX over here? It is 20. What is PX? 4 it is. Equal to MUY is 25 and PY is 5. If we'll cancel it out, this will be 5 and it will be 4 5s are 20. So here we can imply that 5 is equal to 5. And here MUM is also 5. So 5 is equal to 5 is equal to 5. Here this 5 is MUM. This is MUY upon PY. This is MUX upon PX. So here you can say that the consumer is in state of equilibrium. Let us look at the second example here. Here MUX is equal to 25, PX is equal to 5. So here if you'll write 25 upon 5, which is nothing but MUX upon PX. Now on the other side MUY upon PY is 30 upon 5. This is 30 upon 5. Now this will be 5 1 the 5, 5 6 the 30, and this will be 5. So here you can say that here this figure is greater, because here what is happening, 5 and this 6 is greater. So here this is MUY upon PY. So this is greater than this MUX upon PX. So here the consumer is not in the state of equilibrium. Okay, this should be equal. Now simplified tabular illustration example is given. We now present a simplified tabular illustration of consumer equilibrium considering good x and y is based on the assumption that px and py is equal to 1 rupee. Now there is one more example given over here. Here the prices of x good and y good is equal to 1 rupee. Okay, here. Now with this assumption, equilibrium equation will be mux upon px is equal to muy upon py is equal to mu. Changes as mux is equal to muy is equal to mum, because if this px and py is assumed as 1, which is price, then this becomes negligible. So here only mux is equal to muy and equal to mum. This will be the equation for you now. Now note that mux now shows marginal utility of x when another unit of x is purchased or when another unit is spent on X. Likewise, mu shows marginal utility of commodity Y when another unit of Y is purchased or when another rupee is spent on Y. Now refer to showing mux and muy when successive unit of X and Y are purchased. Now this is very complex. You will not be able to understand here because what they are here is explaining is very complicated kind of thing. See here the consumer is spending on the two goods. Okay, so let us understand this by the help of a table. So here we are going to understand that how a consumer is going to spend his money on two goods. Actually, in the above paragraph, they are simply telling you that the consumer is going to spend money in such a way that he maximizes his level of satisfaction. So if you are a consumer, think of you and you are spending money, then when and where you are going to spend that money is definitely with the thing which provides you the highest level of satisfaction. So here let us assume that the consumer is having 7 rupees with him. Okay, now the first unit of commodity he is consuming, second, then third, then fourth, then fifth. Okay, so here look at this marginal utility of x and muy here. Both the utility of x good and y good are given. So where the first rupee is he is going to spend. Suppose he is going to spend here. Why here? The first rupee is spending because here the consumer is getting the highest utility or highest level of satisfaction. Then where the second rupee will be spent? Here. 26. Again 1 rupee is gone. Now only 5 rupees is remaining with him. Now suppose the third rupee he is going to spend here, because now this is the X good and he is going to spend on it, because here is getting the higher level of satisfaction. So two commodities of Y good he purchased, then he jumped to the X. Now where he is going to spend the fourth rupee? Definitely here. 20 it is. Now 4 rupees is gone. Now where is going to spend the fifth rupee? Here 15 utils he is getting. So fifth rupee will be gone here. Now where he is going to spend his sixth rupee? Here it is going to spend. And where the last one he is going to spend? Here. So here we can see at last that this 10 and 10, here both the marginal utility, here mux is equal to muy. Okay, so here we can say that if mux is equal to muy, where both the marginal utilities are equal, or here in other word we can say when the last rupee is spent here, spent the last rupee which is spent over here gives him the equal level of satisfaction, just like he got satisfaction while spending 3 units. He got 10 utils of satisfaction. At 4 units of commodity he is getting 10. So this thing, this here, the marginal utility of x and y are equal. So here we can say that the consumer is in equilibrium when he is consuming 3 units of y good, 3 units of y good and 4 units of X good. At this point of time, a consumer is going to be in equilibrium, because here he spent all the 7 rupees. Now he is not having any extra money to spend, so he is not having any kind of scope to increase his level of satisfaction. If you say that if he is left with 1 rupee and he spent just 6 rupees, like first rupee spent over here, second here, third here, fourth here, fifth here, sixth here, so here he stopped. So this is not possible. Still 1 rupees is remaining, and by that he can increase his level of satisfaction. So entire 7 rupees should be finished, which is his income. Okay, then only we can see that at what position the ratios are equal, like here MUX and MUY are equal here. Okay, so we can say at this point of time MUX and MUY, when they are becoming equal, or the last rupee when it is spent, it is giving him the same level of satisfaction, which is 10 utils. At that point of time, the consumer will be called as it is in equilibrium. Now here, equilibrium condition with respect to consumption of X and Y is that mx upon px is equal to mby upon py. Okay, so here px and py is equal to 1, this is equal to 1, so that's why the condition is this, just above mux is equal to muy. Because this px and py are 1, so this become negligible, so there is no need to write it, so the equation become mux is equal to muy. So this is the condition of two commodity case. So there is another name for this two commodity case which you are learning. It is called as law of equi-marginal utility. Law of equi-marginal utility. Okay. So if you find about just this thing, what you are going to find? Suppose MUX is 10 and this is price of X good 5. So if you cancel out, it will be 2 is to 1. What does it mean? 2 is to 1 means then when we are spending 1 rupee, okay, we are getting 2 utils of satisfaction. So this is the kind of ratio which you are comparing with this ratio MUY upon PY. It should become equal, then only a consumer will be in equilibrium in two commodity case. Okay, I hope this thing is clear. Now it occurs when the consumer purchase 4 units of commodity and 3 units of commodity. I already told you this. It is corresponding to this combination of X and Y that the consumer is maximizing his satisfaction. Okay, we are already understood. Just remember this thing, that how that consumer was in equilibrium. Now let us understand by the help of a diagram. Here, suppose this is your MUX. On x-axis, here this line here, this is your MUX here. Okay, here this thing here MUY here. Okay, so what is happening here? The marginal utility is continuously decreasing here also, here also. So the point where MUX here at this point of time, where MUX is equal to MUY here, at this point we are consuming how many goods? Here we are consuming 4 units. According to this diagram, we are consuming 4 units of X good and 6 units of Y good. Okay, so here if you draw this line, you'll come to realize that it is 4 units of X good and 6 units of Y good. Here in this diagram, suppose this is a line where it is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that, and from here if you draw, it is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here 4 and this 6. Here 4 and this 6. These are the goods quantity which will be purchased by the consumer, and he will be called in equilibrium. So here the consumer consumes 4 unit of goods X and 6 unit of good Y. This is the figure which reveals the details. Now MUX related to 4th unit is equal to MUI related to 6th unit. Here MUX and MUI were equal. The third point, equilibrium is struck when MUX is equal to MUI. It occurs at point Q, where MUX and MUI lines intersect each other. When both these lines intersect each other, we say here that the consumer is in equilibrium, because that is the point of MUX and MUI becoming equal. Now, summing up the two commodity case, we can state that the consumer strike is equilibrium when he is in state of equimarginal utility. Okay, so here why they are calling these terms equimarginal. This occur when the last rupee is spent. When this happens, law of equimarginal utility, when the last rupee is spent by him, we have seen the case of 7 rupees here. So when the last 7 rupees was spent, it gave him equimarginal utility, whether he spent on good X or Y. This is called as law of equimarginal utility. Okay, so this is the equation here, or you can say, so not equation, definition. It is said that the consumer strike is equilibrium when the last rupee spent by him gives him equal marginal utility, whether he spent it on X or good Y. Okay, so we have seen this thing in this case here. So where he was spending first rupee here, second here, third here, fourth here, fifth rupee here, then sixth rupee here, okay, 6 rupee here, and the last rupee is spent over here. So when he's spending this last rupee, so you can see that there is the situation of equimarginal utility, because here MUX and MUY are both 10 and his all 7 rupees are finished. So there is no scope to maximize the satisfaction. At this stage he is consuming 3 units of Y good and 4 units of X good. So this is where he will be in equilibrium. The condition of this two commodity case is what is the condition here? Here the condition will be MUX upon PX is equal to MUY upon PY. This is going to be the condition. Okay. Now I'll be seeing you in the next lecture. Till then, thank you.